Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quiet Light Podcast. This is Pat Yates sitting in for Joe Valley. Today we have Noah from Social Snowball. Man, this is a really cool business. Noah Tucker, Social Snowball. They do affiliate marketing for customers you already have, which is something that you've always looked at businesses and blogs and things like that have done affiliate. And it's really interesting because when I first looked at this, I was sort of fascinated how you can turn a customer into an affiliate. It not only helps them maybe make a little extra income. What if it's $10 or $15, $20 that pays, a bill or two every month, or if it's thousands of dollars that someone makes just using their social to be able to help businesses grow all their, their base and their clients. It's really interesting. And they have a free trial that you can go in and utilize the people that are already buying from you, which, you would think there's not a lot of friction to people being able to do that, especially if they like the product. Noah and I are probably going to talk a lot about how this is onboarded and how it works. And, I know there's going to be some great stuff to talk about here. If you're looking to really, expand your marketing from a way that's super creative, Social Snowball may be the way to go. So let's jump in and talk to Noah. And I'm looking forward to the conversation today. Noah, it's great to have you here today, man. I'm so excited to talk about your business, Social Snowball. I'm all ears. I read the site. I looked at the information. I felt really stupid because I looked at this and said, how am I not doing this already, especially if you have engaged customers? So give the listeners a little bit of an overview of Social Snowball. I'm sure they're anxious to hear this.
Sure. Yeah. I think like the highest level overview, how I like to explain Social Snowball is, if you were to say to an e-commerce owner, operator, like 10 or even 5 years ago, like you would say the word affiliate, they would probably think of like a publisher or blog or media buyer, listicle, review site. Like those were the types of affiliates that brands are partnering with back then. And today those types of partnerships are still valuable, but brands are also partnering with what I call like the more modern affiliate, which is like creators, ambassadors, influencers, and your customers. Obviously, like I know you mentioned customers. If someone's passionate enough to buy from you, they're probably going to be passionate enough to share with their friends. They probably already are doing that. But basically, all the technology that has existed, for Social Snowball to enable affiliate partnerships has really been focused around making that process smooth for the old type of affiliate, like those publishers and media buyer affiliates. And when you try to, partner with these creators and your customers and ambassadors and use that older technology, basically just everything breaks. It's super clunky and manual, and it's just not a smooth process. So what Social Snowball is on a high level overview is the first affiliate platform for e-commerce that's just laser focused on this new type of affiliate, whatever you want to call it, creators, ambassadors, your customers, basically just democratizing affiliations and making it very easy for the more average Joe to become an affiliate rather than it being like a very gated and exclusive program that only like publishers that are like PR outlets can join.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, some people that haven't done affiliate in the past, maybe you can compare and contrast a little bit the old school model of affiliate where you have to go out and there's only certain people and they write articles. I mean, I think that, it's funny because I almost use the word affiliate, but this seems semi-different than what I remember it being. It's almost like a separate category inside a category. So maybe tell the listeners a little bit how this can change, like how if they were averse to affiliate in the past, how is this different in a compare and contrast?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, so if you are like, if you were to be partnering with like those older school affiliates, there's just certain things that you'd expect. Like you wouldn't just be opening the floodgates to anyone to join. Like you'd want it to be you would want there to be like an application process and like reviewing applications and approving certain applications, maybe rejecting other applications based on whatever criteria. It's usually like media outlets and PR outlets or just like big publications or, journalists that are joining and writing content and basically publishing that content. So you can think of like one of those like, top 10 gifts for Father's Day. That would be like a very popular affiliate blog that a publisher would post, and then each list item in their blog would be like an affiliate link to that product that they're promoting. Those are like the oldest school affiliates, but obviously like if you were to partner with a TikToker on, like a TikTok influencer, you wouldn't want that process to be the same. Like, the application process of maybe, the UI of it, the questions you'd want to ask, what you'd be looking for, the interface you'd want to give that affiliate for a TikToker that's used to like, TikTok and like more modern UI and like just smoother processes, or even a customer who's used to your website and your branding and maybe you made a purchase on your store and is used to your smooth checkout experience. You wouldn't want to give the same user experience to that older school affiliate that you would to the new. And to basically the main difference is there's a lot of friction in the old school style, and it's somewhat by
Yeah.
design because there's supposed to be friction in that process. But when you're partnering with a customer who's just navigated through your beautiful pixel perfect site, and you're extremely smooth, like 3-click checkout, and you expect them to jump through the hoops that like a PR media outlet would jump through to like manually apply for an affiliate program. That's just unrealistic. Same with like an influencer or creator, like they're not used to that type of experience. These things being a lot smoother. So essentially, and I could definitely explain like on a more like granular product level what it looks like. But what Social Snowball does is it removes a lot of the friction from the entire affiliate management process. So whether that's onboarding affiliates, generating their codes and links, tracking sales, sending them gifts, redeeming their payouts, like everything just kind of is smooth and easy to facilitate at a large scale, because when you're working with these PR outlets, maybe you're working with like 10 publishers and like one media buyer. But when you're working with the creators, you might have like, 20,000 customers that you're giving affiliate codes to, and 300 TikTok influencers that you did outreach to that you want to give affiliate links to, and 200 YouTubers that you want to give links to. And you need to be able to keep all of that organized, and it can't be just like this hectic, clunky manual process to get anything done.
That's great information. I'm really curious on this because the more I read about it, the more I got excited about what you do. So tell me a little bit about, let's say that there's a buyer of XYZ widgets and he's a client of yours, let's say. And what is it like from the customer experience? What do they actually see that initiates the opportunity to work in this affiliate market situation? Maybe you can walk us through how someone, it doesn't have to be detailed on board, but how do they find out about it? How do they make a decision, and how quickly can they decide to work with you?
Totally. Yeah. Great question. So I'll even go a step further and I'll compare and contrast what it's like for like, if you were to use a tool like Social Snowball versus like a traditional, like more old school affiliate app. So think if a customer was going to join like one of those more old school programs, they were very interested in becoming an affiliate, but the e-commerce brand was using one of those more old school platforms. So, after they make a purchase, they'd have to navigate back to your website. Let's say you have an application page somewhere in your footer navigation. So they'd have to navigate back to your website, go to a link in your footer navigation. They'd have to fill out an application that is not even, with your branding or with your, consistent with your brand's UI. It would be like what the other app uses for their application form. So it's like a little bit of a, like clunky experience already. They'd have to, fill out all their information, submit the application, then they'd have to wait for a team member of yours to go in, review the application, approve the application, and then their code and link would be generated for them to be able to go and start sharing and, receiving commission. So obviously that's like a pretty extensive process for a customer to go through. If you want to make your purchase experience, as few clicks as possible and as smooth as possible, you should want to make the customer to affiliate, experience just as smooth. So essentially, to contrast that with Social Snowball, what we're able to do is we're able to turn new customers into affiliates automatically. And basically we do it at the point of purchase. So how it works is whenever a new customer places an order on your store, before they even make it to the order confirmation page, we've already taken their order data from Shopify checkout, and we can use it to automatically generate them an affiliate account, automatically generate them a custom tracking link or discount code with their name in it, and then give all that to them natively on the thank you page by the time they complete their purchase. So without any like pop-ups or click here to get your code or fill out this form or, check your email, just by completing a purchase, Shopify already gives us all the data that we need to generate them their affiliate info. And sure, if they want to change their code later or edit things later, of course they can. But we've removed the friction needed to share as much as possible. It's a 0-click, to share. Like their code and link is already there natively on the thank you page. And of course, you can configure additional follow-up touch points like your email service provider, SMS, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But we just want to make that first touch point as fast as possible. If someone's buying, they're excited, they get the dopamine rush. They're probably going to be sharing with friends already if they're passionate about your brand. Why not just give them the opportunity to share, earn, and then have accurate attribution for those referrals that are coming in that might have even been coming in anyway. So that's essentially how it looks on the customer side.
So just to summarize it, if someone's going through this, and again, I try to take it from the base level so people can understand it. If they're going through the checkout process, let's say it's me and I come into your site and I go through the checkout process, at some point, it's going to prompt that person to understand that they can become an affiliate, share it on their social or wherever they want to share it, and then send people back. And they're going to make a portion of that transaction, whatever that number is decided on, throughout any time that person buys. Is there a term that it's under, or does it go anytime? Let's say they come back in a year to do their second purchase. How long does that pixel or that relationship stand?
Yeah, well, the beauty is that's totally up to the brand. So they can configure that to be anything they want. So if you're using like a code for attribution, you can make codes single use per customer, so that if a customer uses it a second time, you don't have to pay the commissions on the LTV of that referral. Some brands want to do that. Other brands would like to pay commissions in perpetuity of their customers' repeat orders, which is like totally a business decision. If you're using like a tracking link and there's a cookie, you can set an attribution window to be like anything between like,
Right.
24 hours and like a year, I think are the settings at least we have in Social Snowball. So you can choose how long you want the cookie to last in the browser, which essentially just acts as an attribution window. So it's really up to the brand. Like if they want, they could try to encourage people to drive referrals sooner than later, and that could be a strategy, but it doesn't have to be.
Right. It's really interesting in that standpoint. So I think one of the things I looked at, and I saw some information in here, is the first thing that I get nervous about is tracking and reporting and things like that. That if you end up with 500 or 1,000 people, I'm sure that somebody in their mind has probably thought about that of how am I going to be able to handle this? Tell me how your system and how easy it can make it, or what the challenges are to be able to come across that hurdle.
Yeah, I mean, so obviously attribution is never going to be perfect. I think that's like a big problem e-commerce brands face across all platforms. We have really two main methods of attribution that we use to track affiliate sales, and it's essentially just the mechanisms that we give affiliates to share with their audience. So, a tracking link essentially just is, the UTM link that would apply a cookie to the browser that we can have active for whatever window. Obviously, the big issue, the big obvious issue with that is if someone, let's say, clicks on an affiliate link, let's say they're on like a social media post, they click an affiliate link on their phone, but then they go and they want to buy on their desktop, we wouldn't track that sale. So the way that we're able to get attribution to jump from device to device is with coupon codes, because there's an incentive behind it. So not only do coupon codes act as a powerful incentive for affiliates to be able to share this coupon with their audience, which is an incentive for them to buy, it's also a powerful attribution method, because if you share, posts on Instagram and you're giving out a code with your name in it, that's just for your audience. If they go to buy on their laptop, that code is jumping from the phone to the laptop because there's an incentive in place. So it's a great double function that coupon codes give us in the affiliate model, because they act as both an incentive to actually get the conversion to go across the finish line, as well as like attribution that can jump from device to device, which is obviously really powerful.
I'm really curious. When you created this, obviously it came from something in your mind that was a hole already. Is there a story as an entrepreneur that made you decide to do this business? It's really interesting, because if I would have thought of it, I'd have loved to have been able to think about it, but it never really occurred to me. So what occurred in the past as an entrepreneur that made you decide to fill this void?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, the shorter version of the story is honestly like I was just on the brand side for many years before building this. So I was building my own stores. I was, consulting for some other brands. I was very heavy in like the whole like marketing side of things. So like media buying, I was heavy into. But honestly, like any brand I would work with, my secret sauce would be building some sort of ambassador program. I had a lot of success with them. And basically, like, just having had that experience, I just have had played with all the existing affiliate tools in the Shopify ecosystem just by trying to build up these different programs and see what different tools could do. So I was very familiar with the tools that existed and their functionality and what they lacked. So basically, just after years of dealing with those tools and trying to build stuff myself, like Zapier and Klaviyo forums, like I kind of just was getting sick of what was out there, and it really was very clunky and manual. And the types of affiliate programs I was building were very much like ambassador programs and programs for customers, but like maybe influencers, but nothing much bigger than that. And I just basically realized, like, obviously I had like a pretty solid network of other e-commerce operators and founders at the time, just from being in the space. And it was kind of like universally agreed upon, like people were pretty unhappy with the existing affiliate solutions. So that was sort of like the light bulb moment, like, okay, it's not just me that's frustrated with these tools. Like it seems like everyone's kind of frustrated. Like what are like 2 or 3 low-hanging fruits that these tools aren't doing that I could build in an MVP that would just get some people interested? And then eventually, like afterwards, we built more and more features. And now, when we first launched, we were barely like a full affiliate product. Like we could barely compete with, a full affiliate product, but 2.5 years later, we've added so many new features that now we're like a full affiliate marketing platform. Plus, we have the cool features that basically made us stand out so much in the early days.
It's really incredible. So obviously you've had a great amount of growth. I think some of the questions maybe that I would have, and I'm sure that our listeners would have that are e-com entrepreneurs. I mean, how much of this, like, let's assume that you have these stats. So assume 1,000 people come through a website. How many people are looking to be able to do something like this? Because honestly, even as a consumer, I wasn't educated that you could do this. So what kind of results can people expect? And I know they vary and you're not going to make any claims, but are there metrics of how many people decide to do this and how many times they'll get people into your site? I mean, maybe tell them about the metrics.
Totally. Yeah. So the big North Star metric that we use to measure success in this, and I think there's a lot of metrics that people toss around that don't really matter as much. I think it's important to have like a North Star metric that's like, is this successful or not? How do we measure that? So that metric is like customer affiliate generated revenue. Obviously, if we're doing outreach to your own affiliates, we're not including that in this calculation. So customer affiliate revenue as a percentage of total revenue, like referral revenue as a percentage of GMV over any time frame. That's really what's impacting the bottom line. So if your affiliate revenue, let's say because a lot of, you could look at ROI, for example, is a common one that people will look at and be like, oh, my ROI is like 20x, which sounds insane. But if that 20x ROI is only driving like 0.01% of your total revenue, it's not really moving the needle. But let's say you're operating in this type of affiliate program at like a 3 or 4x ROI or even a 5x ROI, which is still great and profitable for most brands, of course. And it's generating 8% of your GMV. That's needle moving revenue. That's like considerable impact on your bottom line. So I know I haven't even said like benchmarks, but that's essentially the number that we're looking to measure. That's the number we're looking to optimize when we're, like our customer success team or myself are looking at a brand account. We're like, is it successful? Specifically with a customer referral program, we're looking at referral revenue as a percentage of GMV and basically not looking at anything else. So to answer your question, for the listeners, if they're running a more like traditional refer a friend, like give five, get five program, I'd be curious to hear what they've experienced as well. But most people who are running those more traditional referral programs where it's like coupon incentives or like points or stuff like that, it's usually never generating more than 1% of GMV. Of course, there's edge cases and exceptions, but I'm very rarely talk to a brand where it generates over 1% of the total revenue. With Social Snowball, we've had brands generate 10+% frequently. I would say between like 3 and 10% is really like the sweet spot, and it depends drastically. I mean, if you go on our website, we have a case study section, you can see how some brands are accomplishing those numbers. To be fair, like the brands that are more in the 5 to 10% plus range, I really do think they have a very passionate customer base, and that's something that no app can help with. Like if you have a product that nobody really likes or that nobody's passionate about, no matter how optimized you make the funnel of customers to join your affiliate program and make it easy to share and make it easy to redeem payouts, it can be the most optimized funnel in the world. If people don't want to share the product, they're not going to share the product. So when Social Snowball really provides a ton of value to a brand, we work with brands that already have a passionate customer base that are already kind of like eager for a mechanism to share. And we know that because there's like qualitative data that they can look at, and their customer success team is like, we get a ton of messages from customers being like, hey, do you have an ambassador program? Do you have an affiliate program? I want to share a code with my friends. I want to earn a commission. If you're getting inbound messages like that from your customers, or if your existing referral program is not driving that much revenue, like that's usually when it's like, okay, let's pour a little more fuel on this fire and let's capture a little more attribution for sales that are already coming in. And then that's when things can really take off. So short answer to your question, 5 to 10% of GMV is definitely very common. But it's assuming that you have a customer base that doesn't hate you.
That's interesting. So yeah, that's a good point. If it's bad people, you're not going to do very well at all. So inherently though, from let's say a seller standpoint, it seems to me that once you get this going, you really don't lose people in that process. Maybe they don't gain as much sales, but it would seem like it would pancake and you're not going to get a lot of people drop out. Do you see that if people do this for say 6 months to a year, their base continues to grow? Does it level? How do you see the trajectory once people get in and work with you for those clients they're going to come in and work with you?
Yeah, I think like as the brand grows, usually the program grows. Think of like whenever you get a new customer, that could just be instant top of funnel to your affiliate program, and you're just bringing more and more people to the door. Obviously, like ramping up does take a little bit of time. So I'd say like 3 to 6 months from launching the program and rolling it out to your existing customer base and getting activation out of them and getting activation out of new customers, maybe tweaking your email flows to kind of get the messaging right. 3 to 6 months of that before you kind of like will hit, it's not a plateau, but it'll just somewhat stabilize. Maybe it might just be like pretty fast hockey stick until then, and then it could like stabilize a little bit. And then after that, it's definitely a game of optimization. It's definitely a game of optimization. And we're talking a lot about scaling with just your customer base. Another huge way that brands scale this is expanding outside of that. And obviously, like doing outreach to influencers and creators is a great way to expand your programs even further. But as far as like just optimizing your customer base, I'd say it's like roughly 3 to 6 months until it like will somewhat level out. then it's just a tweaking and optimization game as any other marketing channel would be. And then it'll steadily grow as your customer base grows. You're bringing new customers in the door. They're having a positive experience. They're sharing with friends. They're joining the program. And if you can make that like the management process of them, like not just the onboarding, but like the payout redemption and everything, a very smooth process and well communicated. The goal is they're not going to just drive one referral. They're going to continue driving referrals, which is where the real value is brought. We could definitely dive deeper into that, but I think that's basically how it usually goes.
It's kind of amazing. So I know there are a lot of people out there that listen to Quiet Light podcast, considering buying a business, may still be in the corporate world. Let's say that someone was excited about maybe onboarding and starting to sell and becoming an affiliate that these companies come in and find. Is it just as simple as finding sites where it participates? Is there someplace on your site that you can find partners that work with it? How do they, let's say, expand their own business if these are the people that are the affiliates? I mean, that's an important part of this.
Totally. So unlike most affiliate platforms, and we might, we've considered changing this maybe down the road, but Social Snowball actually has no discovery or marketplace functionality. And the reason we do that is we kind of respect a brand's affiliate program as their owned audience. And if we had, like, let's say some sort of marketplace in the affiliate dashboard where they could see other offers, again, maybe I could be wrong here, but I would imagine brands would be a little bit less comfortable onboarding the affiliates that they worked hard to get, whether those are customers or influencers they reach out to, because they'd be worried that they're going to start shopping around better commission offers at other brands and maybe promote their products less. I think like with how chaotic a lot of the rest of the digital marketing landscape is, especially through like paid ads channels, brands really appreciate a marketing channel and a customer acquisition channel that's owned. So that could be an SMS list, an email list, or an affiliate program is the way we view it. So we kind of want to respect that, maybe almost a little bit to the extreme, which is like, if you bring on your affiliate, that is your affiliate, and we will never show them another offer because you worked hard to get that affiliate, whether that's a customer and influencer. So I do see both sides. I think there could be value both ways because obviously the brand would also be able to get new affiliates from it, and obviously they'd have to like opt into it. So I think it's something to explore, but as of right now, it's like only you have to bring your own affiliates, so those are customers or influencers. That being said, I mean, I'm sure you can find a lot of brands that have these affiliate programs just by going on the website. And although we do have like that post-purchase flow to turn new customers into affiliates, you can also create sign-up forms and add those to your website. So if you go and look at brands like Header or Footer Navigation, there's like an ambassador affiliate sign up. Like that's always a great way.
So out of interest, if someone becomes an affiliate and they start working with the companies, do they have a back end in your system they can look at as well that sort of understands exactly where their impact has been?
Yeah, they do. They have an affiliate dashboard where they can see all their sales. They can see the commissions they've earned. They can see the payouts that they're owed. If they're an affiliate for multiple brands, they can toggle between dashboards in like one central dashboard. So yeah, they have all of that reporting at their fingertips.
Yeah. And I notice on your site, it says there's 2-click bulk payout sending. Tell us a little bit about that, because to me, when I read that, it was like that was meant to be there for ease of operation to make entrepreneurs understand that they're not going to have to go to 6-8 hours of work every month to be able to put this information together. So maybe tell them about the ease of being able to do the reporting, do the payouts and things, and how that may impact the view of the affiliates.
Yeah, I think it's super important. I think like having a successful affiliate program, like a huge feature of it is making payouts really easy for the affiliate. Because like if an affiliate has to like fight back and forth with customer support to like make some random account on some like banking app to like eventually get their payout, they're probably not going to be motivated to continue referring. But yeah, I mean, so with Social Snowball, basically the way it works, we have this rewards API that we use, and basically like all the brand has to do when they're sending payouts to affiliates, they just connect the funding source. That would be like a bank account or a credit card. And then all within Social Snowball, they have like a whole dashboard where they can view and manage it. Most importantly, send their payouts, within Social Snowball directly from that connected, let's say, bank account to the affiliate. So regardless of how many they owe, so let's say you owe like 100 payouts, for example, all different amounts, different affiliates. You just go into your dashboard, you've already connected a funding source, just click pay all and confirm. And then that pulls money from your connected funding source. And then what's really cool is we give the affiliates this self-serve redemption portal where they could actually go in and they can redeem the payout themselves. And they could choose between a ton of options on how they want to redeem that payout. So the rewards API that we use to power this gives options like Venmo, PayPal, bank transfer, Amazon gift card, Visa card, even like charities, Starbucks gift card, like basically anything you can imagine. And what's cool is like if one affiliate is maybe it's more convenient for them to redeem in Venmo, but this other affiliate would rather redeem like a Visa card, and another affiliate would rather like a bank transfer. They all just go in and do it self-serve from that redemption portal, which is full of the merchant's branding, and there's no extra lift from the brand. So like traditionally, how this would look is like you have to collect PayPal details, you have to go in and send those manually, eat the fees, you have to collect bank details. They type the account number wrong, then it's more back and forth, then you have to send a wire, then you have to eat those fees. And another person wants Venmo, you have to collect a username, you have to take your phone and send a Venmo. Like it used to be a very manual process.
Yeah.
If you wanted to achieve the same experience as like giving affiliates the dynamic redemption options, like how like more than one option where they could go and redeem. This just makes it 2 clicks and then the affiliates do it however they want. So the goal of that experience is like if the business goal behind it is like if that experience is really smooth and positive for the affiliates, they're going to be like significantly more motivated to continue driving referrals. And if we could get the average of referrals per affiliate from like, let's say this is a customer affiliate program, the average affiliate that's active is driving like 1.5 referrals. If we could move that from like 1.5 to even 2 on average, and you're running a program at scale, that could be really significant customer acquisition. So little things, little tweaks like that, removing as much friction as possible really does make a big difference.
Man, that's amazing. So tell me a little bit about, when you look at the people that are coming in to be affiliates and then the companies that are coming in searching for them, I don't want you to have to give up necessarily your pricing if that's proprietary. That's totally up to you whether you do. But tell me a little bit about how the financial structure works of say a transaction. You can make up a number of dollar wise of the transaction and what it costs each side if you want, but I'm sure that people would be a little concerned about, okay, I have a fee that I have to pay for the site, and then I have an affiliate I have to pay. Is this really going to work out for me financially? I'm sure that's a question you get. So maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, Social Snowball's fee is super transparent on the website. We just have 2 different plans. We have like a $100 a month flat fee plan where we take 3% of affiliate generated revenue, and then we have a higher plan that's $4.99 a month and no commission fee. And then we also do like enterprise packages for our larger merchants. But that's essentially it. It's very straightforward. Yeah, and as far as like being concerned about paying commissions, I mean, what's really cool, obviously like every brand has to pay money to acquire customers. What sucks about paid ads is you don't get to choose how much you pay. It's basically just up to the algorithm smooth that day. So like if you're running Facebook ads to acquire customers and that's like the channel you lean into the most, one day you might be paying like $10 to acquire customers and maybe your operating profits are at that. But another day you might just wake up and because the CPM spiked, because whatever, like you're paying $30 or $40 to acquire the same customers, maybe that's not profit. I always like to make the analogy of, like the progressive commercial where progressive insurance commercial where it's like the name your price tool and you get to like name your price. An affiliate program is basically like name your CAC. You basically get to choose the price that you're going to pay to acquire a customer, which is what you set as a commission. And if nobody refers any, like you set that commission and you only pay that commission when a successful referral goes through. And if nobody refers, then you never pay. And if you're not paying ever, then your commission might be a little too low and just like, you would need to tweak it maybe, but it's very much in your control. Like most brands operate with their affiliate traffic as like their most profitable traffic because you have control over what the CAC is. So it's like very much not going to be a surprise. And that's another benefit of having an owned customer acquisition channel that's not subject to like a random algorithm with, maybe misaligned incentives. You really have full control over what you're going to be paying to acquire customers. So the bigger you can scale the program at a customer acquisition cost that you're comfortable with, that it'll never change, the more profitable your business will be able to be, and the lesser, overall like blended customer acquisition cost across channels will be.
It's amazing. So one other question I had is, if you have people that are coming in and getting involved in affiliate programs, they want the product or whatever it's going to be something that people look at very strongly. Can this actually improve your reviews with people? Like are they incentivized, they come into as an affiliate to go on and let's say whether it's, Trustpilot or wherever it is that they put a good 5-star review, can this inherently raise that as well? Just based on the experience?
I'd say it can. I'd say it's not like directly tied to it because I think, at the end of the day, with an affiliate program, the goal is to drive conversions and everything around the program is usually optimized for that. If you were to kind of like incentivize people to leave reviews, then it's kind of like taking away from the main incentive, which is to drive conversions. And I think there's other platforms that do a really good job at like just getting like creating incentives for reviews. That being said, like a great byproduct of an affiliate program is UGC, and that happens all the time because people are usually creating content. That's probably happening for a lot of brands that are listening to this, regardless. Like their customers, their creators, the people that they're paying, the people that are doing it for free. Like content just gets created, which is awesome. You get to pour a little extra fuel on that fire with an affiliate program because now there's an incentive for not only people to make more content to actually drive referrals because there's an incentive in it for them, but they even create, for people who are already creating content, maybe they'll create more content because they want to, make more commissions, or maybe the first piece of content didn't do well and they want to give it another shot because they know there's an incentive in it for them. With partnering with creators, and I think there's a lot of brands that do a really good job at this, but when you partner with creators, if you're not giving them any incentive to drive sales, like often the quality of content and the consistency of content isn't going to be the same level as if there's an incentive for them to win with you. So I think when you kind of align those incentives and, these creators or customers are very motivated to actually create content that they think will sell and they're down to keep trying if it doesn't work the first time, usually that has a really great positive impact on the brand, and you just get an awesome byproduct of a ton of UGC that you could do whatever you want with it on your website, you purchase it for paid ads. There's a lot of pluses.
That's great. And one thing I want our listeners to understand, I noticed on your site, you have a free trial. I always feel really strongly about people that are willing to do that, because it's kind of like the put your money where your mouth is type mentality, that if you come in, you're going to find out that this is successful. We're going to give a free trial. Tell them about, what that timeline is and what kind of results that you've seen and maybe what they expect, because that's a great opportunity to figure out exactly where this program is for each individual e-commerce business.
Yeah, so it's 30 days, which should be plenty of time to get everything up and launched, as well as like start to see results coming in. I mean, launching is very easy, like this Shopify integration, so there's not too much work that then of course, like if you're integrating with Klaviyo and setting up custom flows, like things like that can take time, depends on how many resources you have and how many hours you're putting in, but it's pretty easy to launch. So 30 days is more than enough to get things off the ground and at least a little bit of traction start to come in before you actually have to start paying.
That's great. So I know we've given a real overview. I mean, this information is incredible because, first of all, I loved it when I saw it, but the depth of it now, obviously, I have a much better picture of. So at the 30,000 foot view, is there anything else you'd like to tell the listeners about, Snowball from that view? Is there other things we haven't covered?
No, I mean, I think that's the majority of it. I think there's a lot of other really cool like problems that we're working to solve in affiliate, and there's some stuff that we'll be announcing really soon on like exactly how we're doing it. But like another, it's like how I was talking about before, like when we launched Social Snowball, we're like, what are a few low-hanging fruits that we know that are like really not great with these other affiliate platforms that we can just like knock out of the way so people want to give ours a try? And like the main ones honestly were like affiliate onboarding, which we talked about, and payouts. And that is like kind of what gave us a lot of traction, at least in the earlier days. Today, like there's a lot of new problems that we're working to combat. And one of them would be like affiliate codes leaking to coupon sites. When an affiliate's coupon code leaks to like Honey, for example, not only does it create a massive attribution because everyone who has Honey is just like using that code, and then the affiliate, like it's attributing those sales to the affiliate. Because like I said, we're using these coupons often for attribution as well as an incentive. So the affiliate's getting attribution. So that's always annoying. But then if you don't catch it, then you're going to be paying the affiliate commissions on sales that they didn't refer, which could be like a huge, a loss for your business. So it's a real annoying problem. And Honey is everywhere. Like literally everyone has Honey, myself included as a consumer, guilty as charged. So it's like, how do we combat that? And basically, like we have some really exciting tools coming out soon that are going to be doing exactly that, like being able to use coupons, but not having to worry about them leaking or leaking just not being an issue. So that's something to be on the lookout for. I'm very, very excited about that. And I think, what's awesome about being in the position we are is like we've already solved a lot of really fun and exciting problems for, are related to affiliate marketing for e-commerce. And now there's like, since we have a lot of customers, they give us like a laundry list of new problems to solve, and being able to sit down and work towards solving those every day is a very, very fun job to have.
That's really incredible. So I appreciate all the time today. No, I am curious about a couple other things. I always try to find something personal that comes from everyone. Are there any good business books? Give us one business book that you've read recently that you'd recommend to the listeners.
Yeah, recently I read Shoe Dog, which is like a classic, and it's like the autobiography of the founder of Nike. Crazy, crazy awesome story. There was a more like tactical business one that I read recently, and I try to not read too many tactical business books because eventually they get really boring. But this one was really relevant for SaaS. Um, oh, from impossible to inevitable was what it's called. And if you're not in
Wow.
SaaS, it's not relevant, but it's really cool on just like how SaaS works. And there's a lot. I've been running the SaaS for like 2 years when I read that, and there's so many obvious things that it told me that I was like, how have I not? How did I not know this at this point? So that was a really cool one. But Shoe Dog is a really fun one. Like I think everyone should read Shoe Dog because that's a crazy story. Like to think that someone built Nike is like kind of unfathomable. Like we see these big businesses and we forget there's like a real entrepreneur behind them. So that was fun.
That's awesome. So let everyone know how they can get in touch with you. Maybe social link, LinkedIn or something, and then your site and email. How can people come in and work with Snowball.io?
Yeah, honestly, like Twitter is the best way to contact me. Like I'm always checking DMs. Like unhealthy addiction to Twitter, admittedly. So my Twitter username is Noah Tuck, but spelled kind of weird. It's NOAPUCK. So feel free to hit me up on there. And then yeah, if you want to check out Social Snowball, just go to socialsnowball.io. Of course you can install from there. You can book a demo if you want to see like exactly what everything we talked about looks like. And if you have any other questions, like always feel free to DM me them on Twitter because I'm always happy to talk about stuff. It's a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I bit off the social part of the last time I said it. Socialsnowball.io. It is a really, really cool business. Noah, I appreciate you being here with us today. And I'm sure our people, the listeners out there, will be looking you up very quick. And if you guys need any more information, we'll make sure to have some links on the bio in this. Appreciate you joining us today, Noah.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. This is a lot of fun.